But mostly I wanted to talk about the theories for where the letter Q came from are so stupid I can't remember them at all. I'm going to show you this photo, and do you think that this looks like the letter Q from the Hebrew square script? The letter Kof, the letter Q. The origin of the letter Kof. There's a lot of people on the Wikipedia page for the proto-sinaitic alphabet, predecessor to Phoenician and the others, who are full of shit. And I don't just mean the Wikipedians, I mean the scholars that they're referring to. There's so very, very little information available on your Proto-Semitic and the development of the early alphabet that is accurate. There's actually a ton of books out there on the development of the alphabet. It's a very popular subject for people to write books about it. Petrie wrote one about it. Look at this loom weight from Karana. Now these are Western, these are not Semitic, but I think they might relate to the Hebrew letter Kof. And when I say Hebrew, I mean Hebrew. Not Paleo Hebrew, not Phoenician, not any of the other scripts. Just the Hebrew script, the square script, the one we're all familiar with, the one that has that distinctive, really majuscule look to it. The Q, it looks a bit like the letter Thorn or Eth, and it's a bit mysterious. And Albright says that it comes from monkey, this Egyptian glyph for a monkey, which you hardly ever see a glyph for a monkey in Egyptian reliefs. And they thought that, Albright thought that this lopsided garbage bag on top of his head of another Egyptian. I don't see it at all. I'm going to show you this photo, and it's just a simple visual comparison. Do you think that this image on this loom weight looks like the letter Q from the Hebrew square script? I think it's unmistakable. But why? Or what is it? It is it's a safety pin. It's a fibula. They call them fibulae. They're basically safety pins, fasteners, brooches, pins, long, pins. They're like hat pin, garment pins for your toga, for your whatever. But this one seems a little bit more sophisticated in design. Like it's not just a stick and a circle. It's not the most simplistic version. So maybe they were adding a little bit more of adjustability to the tension of the device. Or Alexandra Sofronio wrote this paper called Women's Work, the dedication of loom weights in the sanctuaries of southern Italy. So we've got Western loom weights with this cool image on the letter Q. I mean, a fibula on these things. The paper is called Women's Work, the dedication of loom weights in the sanctuaries of southern Italy by Alexandra Sofronio, 2011. And it's got this picture from Karana, 91. Figure 4, loom weights with fibula and tweezers design. They say it's a fibula and tweezers, so it's more complicated. You get more sophisticated with making of these instruments. It's reflective of technology in the West as compared to the ancient Near East, I suppose, because the cues that you see in the early Semitic scripts are very simple. Like if they are following a fibula, they're following a very simple fibula design with a ring and pin, ring and needle. And this one has a bit more going on. It looks like it may even be adjustable. Is that a threaded screw in there, in the connection between the tweezers and the fibula? Because that would be pretty impressive too. And you can see the curves of this thing are so distinctive that I think the visual example is pretty self-explanatory. So I would love to hear if somebody agrees with me out there on this, that the letter Q could actually be originated in this tool. this pin, the fibula, the safety pins. Goodbye.